You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast.
That was sultry.
Hey, I see you over there in that corner. Come on, don't be shy. Come on, sit down, have a seat.
Who's in the chair today? Who's the
Just
chair
one.
reserved for today? Kyle.
You just want to, yep.
Yeah.
A Kyle.
Kyle. Come on.
I'm not telling you which one. You know which one you are.
Yeah, but I'll tell you which one it is. It's Edgelord Kyle because
okay.
I feel like he upped his Patreon donation like a long time ago. And guess who messed up updating the list of executive producers? I was going through that today to give the list to Backlog Banisher Dane because he includes that on the YouTube videos. And I'm going through and checking everything, and I was like, are you kidding me? It's been like a month and I haven't put Edgelord Kyle on here. What the fuck am I even doing?
Well, now he has the special seat of honor.
He's got the special birthday seat.
John Harvey, move. Move down one. And then Kyle, you sit there.
This is like Family Feud. We're setting up the TADPOG Family Feud team.
Perfect. How you doing, Kyle? Good. Glad to see you.
Yeah, always good to see you.
Zeus, hey, good to see you a month late. What's up, Zeus? All right, well, TADPOG, Tyler and Dave play all games.
Yeah, if you're new to the show, those are people who listen to our show.
Yeah.
We're kind of a small show, so we know everybody on a first and last name basis.
Yep, and we even give them special names based on what they've done.
Right, yeah. So welcome. If you're listening to this 10 years in the future, the show has blown the fuck up since then. So don't be hurt if we don't know your name.
Yeah, it's that or we're dead.
Well,
It's one of
yeah,
the
or
two.
both.
Yeah. It blew up
yeah,
and then post-mortem.
The show really took off after Tyler and Dave entered into that suicide pact. And that garnered media attention, so people started listening.
Yeah,
They're like, "Oh wow, this is like not good, but it's better than I expected it
That
to
suicide pact they covered on last podcast on the left that then made us blow up.
be." Oh man, that would make us blow up.
Yep. Yeah, it would.
Oh wow! All right, hold on, I gotta Google something. Hey Siri, how do I start a suicide pact?
It sounds like talking with someone might help.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. That was a test, Siri. No, please don't call them for me. This is just a marketing stunt.
Let me know if there's something else you need.
All right. Well, now I feel bad. I've alerted my robot. Now I'm going to start getting ads for
Yep.
for suicide pacts.
Yep. Advertising.
Henry was talking about Spanish earlier today because like they study it in school, and
What? Not my school. Yeah.
Well, you don't
Good.
go there.
Thank God.
Yeah. I mean, wow. It's like a Billy Madison or a Happy Gilmore. No, I had it right. A Billy Madison situation where Tyler goes back to Reedland Elementary and studies Spanish.
My daughter speaks it, so I need to learn it.
Yeah.
At her level.
Yeah, no, I could definitely benefit from sitting in some of his classes. But like he was on Duolingo earlier, and because he was like, I want to learn Korean. I'm like, okay. He's like, it costs money. It's like, no, just use mine and don't press any buttons that say to buy anything. And he's like, I also want to learn Spanish. And I was like, well, you're learning Spanish in school. He's like, yeah. I was like, well, if you start studying Spanish independently, you'll be really good at Spanish in school. And he's like, oh, yeah, then let me do that. So he's studying Spanish on Duolingo for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, which is like 4 hours in kids' time. So we get all done with that, and then we have dinner, and then after dinner, he wanted to watch some YouTube. And the first commercial we get is a commercial in Spanish.
In Korean. Damn it.
And I was like, Son, this is a good time to tell you that Google owns YouTube, and we do have a Google Dot like right there where you're studying.
They're
Spanish.
always listening to us. Yeah.
And asking questions about how to say things in Spanish. So, son, that feeling of creepiness that's washing over your body, it's just normal.
Mhm. It's normal now.
It's just how things
And
are.
it's only going to get worse.
So what's up?
About to say, unless we elect Ron Paul for president.
Ron Perlman?
Also Ron Perlman, who would wrestle and fight Ted Cruz for us.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Via his
man.
Twitter.
Wow. Yeah, right. Oh man. Yeah. I forgot about that whole like tweet thing.
Do you know the Noid's back?
In POG form?
No, in commercial form.
I did not know that.
I just saw it before I took a dump. Before I came out here on the toilet, I saw a Domino's ad. The Noid is back, and it's a very, very well animated Noid.
Really?
Yeah.
Like all CG, like reboot style? Or
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Final Fantasy VII
not
remake?
not clay.
Noid?
Yeah, exactly. He had like sad puppy dog eyes. Yeah.
Well, because people
He
are
had
avoiding
Mako poisoning.
him. Oh yeah. Well, you got to watch out for that. That's not going to get you anywhere with chicks at Steak and Shake. I can tell you that much.
Noid, do you want pizza? Angels cry. Zeno cares.
Number 27. How about you? You want some pizza? So is Domino's? Are they just going to pretend like someone's not going to hold a hostage in a Domino's pizza place?
Some guy whose last name is Noid thinks he's talking about them and is very mad about it.
I mean, do they think they're going to tempt fate after that?
Again. Yeah.
How long has it been since the Noid has been a thing?
It's got to have been like 20 years.
And when can we expect a
least.
new Noid video game?
Hope. Man, but it's got to be like somewhat retro. It's like for PlayStation, release a new Noid video game.
No, man. I want it to be like Breath of the Wild, but like the Noid's in it. And everything's pizza based, like you're hang gliding on like a pizza slice.
You're trying to steal the pizza from Lady Dimitrescu or whatever from Resident Evil, the huge lady.
Okay.
It gets flattened on her ass and on her tits.
Meanwhile, in a boardroom at Domino's Pizza, all right, guys, hear me out. I feel like Code Veronica really didn't get its due when it came out, so we want to remake it with the Noid.
And he's unkillable, so the zombies rip him apart, but you still keep going.
They don't change anything. They just put the Noid in it as a playable character. You can still play as... I never played the game, so I don't know.
Code Veronica?
Yeah, I never played it.
I've watched... All my favorite memories of high school with Ashley Shake was staying up late at his house playing a lot of Code Veronica.
Yeah.
I didn't play it. I was terrible. He played it and I watched.
I was more of a Code Betty kind of guy.
I get that.
More supportive.
I was more of a Code Moose.
Yeah,
but-
and you know what? That's totally a lie. If I had to choose a code, it would be Code Veronica, because, I mean, look at her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I also prefer,
Plus, sometimes you just want to be treated like shit. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, with someone you trust and love. Sometimes it's fun, and I don't feel like Betty could really bring that for me.
No, that's true. She'd try, but it'd be like, you silly head.
Right? And I couldn't be. Yeah, I couldn't reciprocate for her either,
Yeah,
because she couldn't take
she'd
it.
cry.
She would. Yeah, and I'd
You'd
feel
have to hold
bad
it, be like,
about it.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Yeah, Veronica, on the other hand, I think could totally roll either way, and that's
yeah.
what I'm looking for. Yeah. I never saw the gritty reboot or whatever. Riverdale?
I think the first season, like, they kind of kept to it, like a gritty, dark telling, but then it just kind of went off the rails, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Like, then that had nothing to do with it. It was just sexy adults playing teens, playing Archie characters.
Yeah. Well, that's, pretty common.
Yeah.
I remember being weirded out even in high school watching movies that took place in high school and being like, man, everybody in this movie's 30.
Yep. Well, I remember that Malibu, California Dreams.
I never saw. I know. Yeah,
But
I remember seeing
Jake
that.
was balding, very clearly. Not a 17-year-old.
Yeah, a pretty unfortunate 17-year-old. If in that case,
It's true. I'm sure it happens.
I'm sure that it does happen. Yeah, not to me. It didn't happen to me.
No, yeah, it didn't happen to me until 19, 20 maybe. Then I started losing it.
Oh, started losing
Yeah, I started
it.
losing
Yeah,
it.
it's weird when I like
It
see
wasn't gone until I was like 27.
It's fucked up. Like when I see an old photo of you, it's just weird to see you with hair. You look better without it.
Oh. Well, I didn't I had the Andy Samberg shag
Yeah,
back then.
Yeah.
So like Andy Samberg on SNL, just like the huge mess of unkempt hair.
but it wasn't like a lot of hair. You know what I mean? Like it was just, but it was unkempt. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I think you look better without it.
Melissa agrees with you.
Yeah, you don't.
I would have liked to have been able to have seen both.
How do you mean? Like as an adult, you mean, or
As
what?
an adult with like full beard and full hair,
Full
as opposed
beard
to
and
one
full
or the
hair?
other.
Would you grow it long or keep it short?
I'll keep it short.
Yeah, you might as well just not have hair.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, because it's. I mean, like it's a very like it's a good look.
Spoken as a long-haired person, you may as well just not have
You
hair.
might no, yeah, that sounded really condescending. I didn't mean for that at all. Well, I guess my point is that beard and bald and beard is like that's a look now.
Yep.
That's like you couldn't get away with that. Like when I was a kid, if someone was sporting that look, my parents would have been like, "Stay away from that man." You know what I mean?
He's a skinhead.
Yeah, or yeah, whatever. You know.
He's a grunge skinhead.
Yeah. Don't go into that man's basement kind of deal. But like now it's just, that's kind of the uniform. That's like the middle-aged man uniform.
Yeah.
You know, and man, when I lose all of my hair, I really dread that day because, man, I'm just going to be like the fucking spider from Game of Thrones because like I can't grow a beard. And by then I will
fucking cut your dick off.
Well, look, man. I mean,
Throw on the grill and cast a magic spell.
right? Yeah. I mean, at some point it happens to all of us, right? That's what the YouTube commercials lead me to believe, at least. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know.
Man, I'd forgotten about the spider. Glad you brought that back.
I thought about going back and finishing Game of Thrones because
I've thought about it too.
I only watched the first 4 seasons, but then I saw that funny meme of like the drawing of a horse and how it gets worse, and it's like each segment of the horse is like representative of a season of Game of Thrones, and then by the end it's like a child's like scribbling. So I see memes like that, and it's like maybe I don't want to go back and
Should I waste
watch.
all those hours? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should. I don't know. Look, I mean, I like watching bad things. And I feel like it's been so long since I've seen the good part of the part of Game of Thrones everyone's like, whoa, it's great.
Yeah.
Which it was. I really liked it. But like if I feel like if I got back in on season 5 or something, maybe it wouldn't hurt as bad. Because it'd be like, this show's okay. And then wow, it got really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you gonna do, man? The guy won't finish the book.
It's true. It's true.
What are you gonna do?
It's true.
And I don't blame him. If I made a bunch of money, I'd probably be like, yeah, I don't want to work anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like writing.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks. It's hard.
He's right. It is
And
hard.
everybody has super high expectations. So
Oh yeah, you can't.
I'll just die.
Yeah. No, I'll just enjoy this money until I die. Yeah.
Is what I remember him talking about, just being floored by Brendan Sanderson cranking out like 4 books a year.
It does seem a bit excessive, honestly. That's a lot of books.
He has a very good sort of outline in place and how his books flow.
Yeah.
So I could see where it's easy. Like once he makes the magic system, then it's kind of easy to fill in.
It's kind of one of those things that, to be perfectly honest, kind of makes me wary of his books. Just because it does feel like that's a lot of books that he's writing real fast. It almost makes it kind of feel like the Boxcar Children or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, now on I also don't like the other, like George R.R. Martin, where it's like, yeah, I'll do a book a decade, kind of thing. I don't like that either.
Or Patrick Rothfuss, who's like Name of the Wind, Wise Man's Fear, the third one to finish the trilogy. A decade later, so
Yeah. Yeah.
Which those are great books.
I've heard they're really good.
God, they're so good.
Yeah. I can't honestly tell you the last like fantasy book that I read that I really got into. It's really hard for me to get into them now. I used to love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to love them, and now it's really hard.
Did you read The Lies of Locke Lemuria?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
No, and see what's crazy is it's like, I mean, I'd be happy to read a Wikipedia entry about it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it's like
It's Blades in the Dark, the novel.
yeah,
So-
but I mean, like, yeah. Well, I would love it. I'm sure, and yeah, it's that book's even mentioned like in like the intro of Blades in the Dark, the tabletop RPG. So it's like, yeah, man, I'd love to like know what it's about, but I don't really. I'd like the cliff notes on it. You know what I mean?
It's still like it.
Which I feel like I've gotten.
The latest book series, and it's also been fucking forever since it's come out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I kind of feel like Brandon Sanderson is the only one who fucking finishes anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Jim Butcher took a long time off between his Dresden Files books. He
Yeah.
was writing one a year. And then.
See, that one a year seems about like, that's a good speed.
I wonder what King's writing, what Stephen King, what his publish rate is.
I don't know. It used to be crazy high.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cocaine will do that.
Yeah. Yeah. The drug abuse will definitely do, depending on your drug, I guess. Yeah, that'll do that. Yeah, I don't know. Recently, I mean, he's still doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. If I had to take a stab, it's probably say one every 2 years kind of deal.
Okay.
3 years, maybe.
Yeah. That's all. Publish as much as you need to maintain the lifestyle you want.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It terrified Michelle sent me like because she knows that I like Stephen King and she's been reading a lot of Stephen King. So like she's got like this poster that's got a whole bunch of like all of his books essentially, and she's got the books that she hasn't read covered up. And then when she reads it, she pulls it off. She pulls the tape off or whatever. So the point of this story is, I was looking at the photograph and being like, "Holy shit, he's written a lot of books I didn't even know about recently." You know, because it's like, yeah, Dr. Sleep, like I knew about that, and but like since then, even it's been like, oh shit, he's written some books.
Yeah.
It's reading's. It's so difficult for me to make time for.
I mean, I get it if you could, because I only get them done because I don't mind, because I know you want to give your full attention to a book.
Absolutely.
So like if you're listening to the audiobook, like
if it's fiction,
I don't mind
have to.
fading in and out and rewinding, so I'll listen while I do other things.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I get them done.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just wouldn't happen.
If it's nonfiction, I'm happy to. I don't know. I can let that information wash over me, and whatever sticks kind of deal, and whatever doesn't stick, I don't worry about too much. But if it's an imaginary thing in a fake world, I need to like actively listen and like.
No, I get it.
Suck the marrow out of every detail, you know, in case someone's like, "Are you even a fan of this book?" You know.
Yeah. You got to fight the gatekeepers, man. I get it.
And you know what? It's a lot easier to just not even try to go through that gate.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
It's a lot. That's why it's like there are things that I do that I enjoy that I keep secret because I do not want to have to. I don't want to have to prove to other people that yes, I enjoy this because it's not enough. It's not enough in the world
That
we
you
live
like
in
it.
for someone to say, "Yeah, I like this," because you say you like something and immediately someone's like. How many stars does Captain America have? It's like, well, I don't, one big one on the shield. Wrong.
College Humor did a skit where a guy finds a girl, they meet on Tinder or whatever, meet up for a date, and they're both big nerds, they're getting along really, really well.
Yeah.
And then she starts asking him about like Star Wars. And he's like, yeah, I like Star Wars. I've seen all blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh. And then she just starts rattling off stuff about the expanded universe.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? And she's just like, oh, my God, are you even a fan? I can't do this. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's pretty, I don't know. It's pretty weird how like mainstream, like that attitude has become.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's very, and I guess it makes sense just because like a lot of nerdy things are in, the pop culture spotlight, like the Marvel movies and stuff, which I enjoy. But it's like, I don't even like bringing it up sometimes because it's like, I haven't seen all those movies. I've seen most of them,
Yep.
But I haven't seen 3 of them.
I still haven't seen WandaVision.
Yeah, I haven't watched all of that either. And I mean, it's just kind of like.
I don't lay in bed and watch TV anymore at all like we used to.
Yeah.
Like,
Is there a reason for that? Like, is it just more like you just want to spend your time differently.
Yeah, there's just not time for it like there used to be before Jack. So like
Word.
by the time like I get off work and Jack's taken care of, and then we want to spend time together, and then so like we watched that Andre the Giant documentary, and that's the first thing we've watched in a long fucking time.
Yeah. Nikki and I have been watching anime on lunch. We finished The Great Pretender. I can't remember if I mentioned that on the show or not. That's a fucking great show. Seriously. Like The Great Pretender is like a really good anime. It's a crime anime about con artists. And like there are different arcs. Like there are like four big arcs in it. So it's not like every episode isn't a one-off. Like every episode's like part of a story.
I don't like one-off. That's why I can't watch procedural dramas and shit like that. I don't like a one-off at all.
Yeah, there's nothing like that in The Great Pretender, and they went to the trouble of licensing Freddie Mercury's The Great Pretender as the outro song. So I mean, there's if my recommendation's not enough, then I'd say check it out.
Freddie Mercury's estate tell you?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We switched to Keep Your Hands Off of Isoken recently, which is...
I heard you talk a little bit about that on Twitch.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's about like three high school girls, and like what's really interesting is they're not like... It is not... When you like close your eyes and picture three anime high school girls. That's not what they look like.
Okay. All right.
So
they're not Sailor Scouts.
They're not.
Understood.
They're not. And they're, I mean, like one's like really tall and like has like a really overbearing dark personality and like weird teeth, and like another one's like really short and kind of like goblin-esque. And even like
they're the Magus sisters.
Yeah, kind of actually. Yeah, kind of actually. Wow, that's weird. You really kind of put that into. Wow. Yeah, I wonder if that might have been an inspiration even. But it's about them wanting to make an anime, and the fact that there's already an anime club at their school. And then one of the girls, like her parents forbid her from joining the anime club, so they make their own club under the guise of it being a film club, but they're making an anime. And like what's really cool about it is two of the girls are really into it, and one of them is like they all, each have their own different
murderer.
roles. Yeah, oh man, that'd be great. No, the overbearing one is kind of the one who's like the serious one who's like all about the money, and like she wants this thing to be good so that it can make money. And it's just an interesting, like, I don't know, it's just an interesting, if you like anime, it would be a fun one to watch. Because it's like a lot of it hinges on like each episode they do something for the club. So far, at least, we're only like 3 episodes in. They like do something for the club where it's like fix up the building that they're holding the club. But meanwhile, it's like interspersed with, it's kind of like, honestly, like the closest thing to, this is gonna sound weird, but like the closest thing to like Calvin and Hobbes I've ever seen in an anime, where it's like, for instance, they're fixing up the shed essentially where their club is, and there's holes in the ceiling in this like what do you call it, like corrugated metal, like shantytown kind of building material.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Wavy steel,
Hooverville type,
right?
Type building.
Yeah. So they're fixing the holes in the roof, and like the ladder that they used to climb up falls down, and like they're kind of imagining that they're like outside of like a space shuttle, and they're repairing the space shuttle. So it's like, it's full of like analogs like that.
Do they strap themselves to the goddamn spaceship?
They do.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Yeah, they do. And what's neat is it's like every time they do that, every time they kind of cut to like the imaginary world, it's all done in this really like concept art, like sketch style. It's very, very cool. It's like it's a so far so good.
But just saying the murderer just reminded me of it may or may not appeal to you about Danganronpa 2, that
it probably will.
That they
but I don't know that I can play those games.
while they're, yeah, I mean, I understand. While they're progressing through, characters they will bring up what they saw in the news about a serial killer right before they all were trapped in the school. the serial killer who their calling card is murdering people with sewing scissors. Not primarily
Clock tower
men
style.
with pretty much with sewing scissors, and then you start seeing some of the students that are locked in with her are killed with sewing scissors, and they're like somebody copycatting,
Right.
the murderer, and then the bear comes down. No, one of you is the serial killer. Bye.
I thought, there is an anime, there is a Danganronpa anime, right?
Yes.
I thought about just watching that.
You could totally
Instead
could.
of playing the game, because I do think that I would enjoy that
And
more.
I've watched 10 episodes, I think.
Yeah,
Each
it's
one
good.
is like the murder of one of the students or whatever as you progress through. Like, I thought it was pretty good. It's
Cool.
It's a very fast telling of it, but I thought it was good.
Yeah.
So I would totally do that, and maybe even the Persona anime if you don't intend on playing Persona 3.
I don't intend on playing Persona 3.
Yeah, 3. I watched it's 3 and 4 have one, I think. I watched half of one of them too, and it was pretty good from what I remember.
I started 5, the game.
Yep, I started 2 and did not finish it.
I didn't get very far into it. How far did you get? You're struggling.
20 minutes.
Okay,
maybe.
yay!
Yeah.
We're the same. Yeah, because I was like, man, this is cool, but I don't think that I want to do this for 100 hours.
Well, I did that, and then Artsy AJ was like, "I want to play the PlayStation." Okay.
Yeah.
Same. I bought Animal Crossing. Can I play Animal Crossing? Sure. That just never did.
Yeah. I've heard it's a great game. Welcome to our video game podcast, where we hear that games are great.
We're talking about Phantom 2040 for
Yeah,
the SNES, courtesy of the randomizer.
Which is why we just talked about anime for 20
yeah,
minutes.
exactly.
I don't want to talk about Phantom 2040.
Yeah, we talk about a text I got
Please.
last night.
God, yes.
So post coitus, Melissa and I
What's that mean?
laying in bed. Post a aggressive sexual rendezvous.
You had it at the post office? I don't understand.
Yeah. Yep. So we're just laying in bed, and I get a text at 12:10 a.m. just stating Tyler
Yeah, sorry about that.
from one Choctopus,
Ah,
and I was like,
I know him.
Choctopus, you and Melissa want to come to New York and go to SNL? I'm like,
The
well,
fuck?
fuck yeah, okay, fuck yes.
Right now?
All right, on the OMW. I was like, oh, hell yes. I want to go to there. Please to be telling more. I got to plan ahead of it, but I have a friend that works for NBC and needs audience members with a minimum of 3 people. I know you've wanted to go. It's like, fuck yeah, man. That'd be
dude.
incredible. And then a while goes by. Hold up. I may have misunderstood.
Oh, no.
Oh, now he's saying it's actually the Tonight Show.
Oh, it's the Tonight Show? Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
I was
okay.
like, okay, that's-
all right,
all
okay.
right.
It's not SNL,
That's
but,
not SNL, but all right.
all right.
It's like SNL would have to be next season. I could probably do that, but well in advance. I was like, hey, well in advance sounds amazing too. Then we talked back and forth, and then yesterday at 1 in the afternoon, sorry man, I was really drunk last night. But Tonight Show stuff totally stands. I was like, all right, I can be patient, man. It's all right, just let me know.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I was like, but hey, I'll also do Sleep No More when that opens up. I'll come to New York when we go to Sleep No More.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I haven't thought about Sleep No More in a really long
fuck
time.
yeah, 'cause
They're
I
still
know
doing it?
It's closed for COVID.
Well, sure.
But
I
once
mean,
it opens, yeah, it's still in that hotel and
wow.
up there. And I'd love to do it. And he was like, oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, but again, sorry. I was drunk talking to my equally drunk friend who works for NBC.
Yeah, man, tell them we can get on SNL. Yeah, I'm working out.
I was like, yeah, man, whatever. We'll work it all out. I told him, like, yeah, well, thank you for reading my intro story this week. He's like, no problem. I still really want to do Undertale with you guys. So
Yeah, man.
We're doing. We're going to do that. We're gonna
Yeah,
do that thing.
dude. Yeah, I need to play that game.
Yep, me too. I did get all unlocked. I managed to play Hades twice over the weekend.
Yeah?
And
I thought you were done with Hades.
I kind of just
Went back, yeah?
went back, yeah, and I finished off all my achievements.
You got them
now I've
all.
got all the achievements.
You're like a Pokemon master now.
So now I'll just keep playing just
But with
every now
Hades.
and then when I can, and hopefully then I'll get all the. I'm not that far from unlocking all the furniture and all that shit. And
Did you
then
get all like Skelly's trophy things?
I haven't got the 32 heat one. I'm working up to that.
Yeah. Because I don't even know what's under those fucking blankets.
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Statues of Skelly
Oh, okay.
in various poses.
All right. Well, then, yeah, great.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'll probably. I'll unlock that 32 heat and heat one, and then get the all the gems, skeletal furniture, and then I'll be done. Then I have no further reason to play it. Although I am experimenting with another build,
Yeah.
which turned out to be fucking great. So the aspect of Nemesis on the sword that
Yeah.
ups your critical,
Yeah.
stacking that with a bunch of Artemis shit and Poseidon shit, I fucking wrecked everything.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. Cool, man.
So
I'm glad you're still getting enjoyment out of that.
yeah, absolutely.
I haven't been back to it since my Switch has developed a bad case of Joy-Con drift, and I'm just lazy and haven't sent them in.
Yeah, I get it.
Even though like Sandwich Pope Phil was like, yeah, send them in and got them back like within 10 days. And it's like, wow, that's pretty good. But I don't, man, I got to like put it in a box.
My Secret Santa didn't go out until last week.
Your Secret Santa didn't go out until last week?
Yeah. I was waiting for some shit that just never showed up, so I went and just bought different shit. But
Yeah. You're like the secret Easter bunny.
yeah, so I mean, it was mine and Melissa's. So Melissa's went out last week. Mine still hasn't gone out, but I've talked to the person about it.
Okay.
I did message. I was like, hey, Chris Vaughn, I'm making something for you, but shit is being very difficult to find.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
like, dude, no problem.
Yeah,
I
it's
totally
tough-
get it.
It's tough to get shit right now, for sure.
So I'm still trying to find one thing that is becoming much harder. I've built everything around this. This is the most important piece, so I have to have it, and it is being very difficult to find.
And that important piece is 3 tickets to Saturday Night Live.
Yep, I thought I had it, but sorry, Choco wrecked your Secret Santa.
Oh man, I like.
Would you take the Tonight Show?
Speaking of like Secret Santa, like I got the last. So my Secret Santa that was sent to me by the Corns. Thank you, Corns. There were 3 items from Fangamer. And I got one of those items like in December, early January, whatever. And I was like, hey guys, thank you for this. And then they were like, oh, there should be like 2 more things. I'm like, no. No, there's not. I didn't get it. And they're like, well, it looks like it's shipped. I was like, okay, I'll keep an eye open for it. I got that at the end of last month.
Wow.
It finally arrived. Yeah, it was just like rattling around in the postal service. Probably because people are having sex in there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it probably has nothing to do with anything being dismantled or anything.
No. And that they can't get rid of the Postmaster General anyway for some reason. So yeah, great.
There was a time, man, when it's like, and I didn't realize that it wasn't this bad, like in the Pacific Northwest, for example, because I was talking about this on stream the other night. We were talking about the mail and how the mail was all fucked up there for a minute. And like the folks in the Pacific Northwest were like, yeah, we heard about that, but we didn't really feel it at all. And it's like, meanwhile, here, literally, you could send something to somebody who lived in the same town, and it could take 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep. Yep. You may as well just take it over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And like that's like, and I don't even like mailing things to begin with. And it's like you add that extra layer on there, and it's like, oh fuck,
Yep.
God.
Yep. Joy-Cons? No, I'm all right.
Yeah, I'll just play with I'll use the Pro Controller. It's fine. I just won't play things in bed anymore.
So that means I won't play my Switch anymore.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean the Switch activity has rapidly declined.
Yep.
Yeah.
You been up to anything else, Dave?
Well, some birds have made a nest in between the screen and the window, the pane of glass in my bathroom, which I don't mind. I actually think it's kind of cool because it's kind of like an ant farm where it's like, you'd see all the ants working in there, except instead of an ant farm, it's just a bird farm.
It's a bird freaking out.
There, you know what? So when they started building the nest, what I would do is I would knock on the window, like nothing crazy, but just like, hey guys, like maybe build a nest somewhere else because this isn't like a good spot for you. Because like I'm gonna turn the light on. You guys are gonna watch me clean my dick off in the sink like a lot. So maybe you should build another nest
You're
somewhere.
gonna get all like thirsty because you'll be like, man, it's the biggest worm I've ever seen. Oh my god,
It's the biggest worm. Yeah. Well,
I don't need more fucking horny ass birds.
They're so yeah, I can see him there, and it's like, all right, well, that didn't discourage them. My light tapping on the window didn't discourage them, so it's like whatever, build the nest. It's kind of cool because I can see you guys doing your bird stuff in there. This has turned into like cat TV for Berlioz. Like he will stand by the bathroom door because we keep it closed so that so essentially he doesn't pee in there. So he'll stand at that door and it's like, okay, I'll open the door, and then he'll just go in the bathroom and he'll just sit down and he'll just stare up at the bird TV.
Does he chitter?
No, because I think he realizes that he's really super fat and like couldn't get them even if the window wasn't there. Kara, the other cat, she totally will just like sit there and yeah, chitter because she's like real like lithe and limber, and even though she's like 100 years old, I feel like she could probably still catch and kill a bird.
Yeah.
Berlioz is just like, I'm gonna wait till you put food in the bowl. But I'm gonna like, it's like porn to him. He's like, I'm gonna watch these birds and pretend like I can catch these birds.
I can never fuck that, but I'm gonna sit here and watch
Right?
it.
Yeah.
And get angry at him.
Yeah, but they're not like super tasty birds. He likes it to feel like it's realistic, Like he could have a chance of catching these birds.
Those birds will get caught by Chad cats.
Yeah, right.
Man.
Chad cats. That is absolutely Chester Cheetah. If I've ever seen a Chad cat, it's Chester Cheetah. Maybe a Heathcliff.
That's true. You're right.
Maybe
You're
a
right.
Heathcliff.
You're right. Well, Dave, do you hear that?
What, more intro stories?
Sure. I'm down.
I don't know. I don't know that I actually have anything. Oh yeah, May 7th. I'm gonna do. So yeah, there's this thing. There's this thing on the Twitch stream. You contributed to this also. Thank you. So like there was this community goal where if we raise 320,000 fake currency, that I would do a stream of Shamu's Deep Sea Adventures for the GameCube. It is a SeaWorld GameCube game that I found out about through Zal. Zal's brother bought it at a store and told me about it, and I was like, "This is a game." I was like, "I want to play this. I want to. Not only do I want to play it, I want to stream it." So that community goal was met. So if you're not doing anything on May 7th, I'm going to stream the game on twitch.tv/tadpog_podcast in a Shamu cosplay.
Hell yes.
So come one, come all. Feed me fish. Beware the splash zone.
How you gonna do knees?
Probably not going to do knees.
Oh, tail.
Yeah. It's going to have to be something else. Yeah, because knees, I don't know if you knew this or not, but killer whales don't have knees.
They don't have knees. That's probably why their fins lay down. They see all these knees what humans have. They're like, whoa.
I'm going to be like a real character actor with this. So yeah.
You only communicate in whale song?
Yeah, absolutely.
You fired up.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I wonder how long people will tolerate that. So, yeah, I'll be doing that. Clear your calendars.
May 7th.
May 7th.
May 7th. It's got to be May.
Details to follow. Yep. I do hear that. Whale sounds.
Yeah, regretful whale sounds.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm just trying to digest the chicken fajitas that I just ate before coming over here. Which, of course, ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia, which I don't even have Wikipedia pulled up, but I can tell you this. The game is Phantom 2040. It is a game that came out on the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis
Late in the NES lifespan, I believe.
June 1995. I should have just left it at June.
Yeah, came out in June.
So yeah, that's pretty late. It is based on a cartoon, a French-American cartoon called Phantom 2040.
It had like 35 episodes, I think.
It had like 35 episodes, yeah. And this is a show that I never watched.
Yep. Me either.
I never.
Me either.
I think it's me neither.
Me neither.
That's what I would say, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's right.
Me neither.
I'm a neither. I don't even know. I don't even know where it aired. I tried to find that out and failed. I probably should have typed it into Google instead of like calling my library.
Instead of putting in Carta in.
Right. Yeah. It's like, fuck, I got to flip through like, okay, yeah, I know what a mummy looks like. All right, next. I don't know. It's not here.
Why do I keep getting pictures of Billy Zane?
Okay, so Billy Zane is the Phantom in the Phantom movie that came out, what, in the 90s?
I have no clue.
I've never
heard of it or anything.
I've never seen it. So what's kind of interesting about that is Phantom 2040 is like a reimagining of the Phantom, which like the Phantom is like he's
like a 30s Batman-ish type.
Yeah, he's like the first superhero like to wear tights, essentially. Like he's kind of credited as, or the character's kind of credited as, it's really interesting because he's like referred to as like the bridge between like pulp comics and like superhero comiics. So he's like got all that like DNA from like the Shadow and stuff like that. That's not very superhero-ish, you know, like that Dick Tracy kind of shit.
Old-time radio sort of shit, yeah.
Where it meets like the superhero stuff, because like his whole deal is like, do you know his origin story?
No.
So the Phantom's origin story is there's a guy on a ship. On sailing in the ocean next to Africa, and pirates board the ship, kill everybody, but he survives. He's a lone survivor, and he kind of gets washed up on like an African shore, and he swears on a skull that he'll make sure that nobody sees the injustice that has been dealt to him. So he makes this vow on this skull. And then essentially dedicates his life to fighting injustice. And what's neat about it is
with the powers of Africa,
with the powers of fucking nothing. So like that's also like when you said Batman earlier, he is like Batman but without Batman's superpower,
money,
which is unlimited wealth. So what's neat about it is, so like all of that happened like a long time ago, like pirate times, I guess 1500s. So what's neat about the Phantom is, and how this ties into Phantom 2040, is he has this reputation of being immortal, because every like it the
I thought you were gonna say like he's in a starship outside Neo Africa. And it's boarded by space pirates.
No, God, that would have been awful. It's the mantle of the Phantom is passed down from father to son, generation over like generation. So like the Phantom in like the 30s is like the 20th Phantom. Like he's like the 20th generation. And then the Phantom in Phantom 2040 is essentially the 24th. So it's like 4 generations removed from the 1930s Phantom, which I think is really neat. And like they tie like, okay, so like the Phantom's base of operations was like, I think called like Skull Cave. And this was in Africa. And like, so they take elements of like, of that and bring it in a Phantom 2040. Cause it's like the year is 2040. It's 19 years from our from our present.
That did look like what it's going to look like in 19 years. So.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, it's what's wild is how it's like, I watched the first episode with Henry and he was like, this is boring. And I'm like, you're right. I didn't like it, which makes me feel like a real Philistine, because it's like, I mean, this is like a critically acclaimed cartoon, essentially. And it's like one that just like, but it's tough. It's tough being 39 and watching a cartoon from the 90s that was meant for children, even if it has like, you know, more mature, dark themes to it. It's still a rough sell because
Yeah.
it's like, fuck, man. Okay, I kind of seen these tropes before. A guy does order a squid jalapeno apple burrito though, and that was kind of neat.
I can do that.
I would try that.
Yeah.
So anyway, in 2040, New York City has been essentially just taken over by a corporation called like the Maximum Inc. And
Lots of money incorporated.
right, yeah, totally. And what's underneath the city is essentially the New York jungle. So that's where they like try to tie in like the phantom roots and all that. So it is neat what they've done, and I do think it's really cool. And like playing this game and doing the research for like the phantom and all that has weirdly gotten me more interested in like reading the original Phantom, which was like a newspaper comic strip kind of deal. Like it came out like Monday through Friday, I guess, and had like the Sunday edition. And it's like the creator, I think his name is Lee Falk. He did it by himself essentially until like he died in 1999. And like people were like, yeah, he was working on a strip the day he died in the hospital in 1999. Yeah.
Wow.
So it got me interested in it. I think
Sounds
that's
like the lore is interesting. The story behind it all is interesting, but the game itself.
yeah, the game itself. I feel like is a pretty mediocre game.
Yeah. So if you were to just take like the Adventures of Batman and Robin, which it sort of reminded me of, but then give it really like shitty angled gun mechanics and very dependent on a grappling hook.
Yeah, and I like the grappling hook. I think that's the most fun part of the game. Like people kind of attribute this game to being influenced by Bionic Commando, which is a game that I
Oh, okay.
shamefully have to report that I've never played.
I tried it and I fucking hated it. Fucking hated it. So, yeah.
I've never played it. I know it's a big one, and I know that I'll definitely be shunned from the retro gaming community for having never played it. But I've never played it. I should probably
You
check
can
it
compare
out.
with me with the crowd who did try it and don't like
Don't
it.
like it. I mean,
Aggressively.
Oh yeah, it's like you want to buy all copies of Bionic Commando and
Destroy
burn it.
them. Yeah.
Shaq Fu style. But like, I think I might like it because it's like I really liked the grappling mechanic in this game. I think it's the strongest thing that it has going for it. Like that mechanic is to me really interesting because it was like right from the get-go, I was like, oh, I can pretend to be Spider-Man. Because it's like essentially you can do some like web slinging kind of stuff with it and avoid a lot of enemies. And if you're patient enough with it, and do like some really cool stuff where it's like Super Castlevania 4 style, like building up momentum with your swings and then like swinging up onto a like from the bottom of a ledge to the top of the ledge. That's a lot of fun, and it feels really good. And then people also kind of attribute Super Metroid being an influence.
I kept hearing that, but I don't know. Did you get that?
I did get it. But it took about 3 hours for that to really kick in.
Oh, okay. That would explain it then.
Yeah, because it's like this game is pretty much a run and gun, but it is exploratory. Like
A run and gun 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 and gun.
how do you mean?
Lots of shots.
Yeah, no, and I like that. I do. I mean, I like. It's okay. So like, this is gonna sound blasphemous, but it's like this brings the combat that I wish Super Metroid had.
Oh, okay.
Because Super Metroid, I don't feel like is fun to fight anything. I think Super Metroid excels. I mean, the boss fights are fun, but like fighting regular enemies is not fun for me. And like farming things like off of regular enemies also not fun for me.
Yeah.
But like Phantom 2040 kind of flips it for me. I thought fighting the enemies or avoiding them was a lot more fun than it was in Super Metroid.
I kind of feel like you were supposed to because there's
There's
so
many.
much,
and they respawn.
they respawn like
yeah, they respawn, which can get annoying. And it's like, look, I know I just added Super Metroid about like farming things for power ups, which you can totally do also in this game. But I don't know, the combat in it kind of felt like. I mean, the shooting mechanics kind of felt like Contra a bit to me, honestly. Like, and I get it. It's like a game that came out in 1995 probably shouldn't feel like Contra on the NES as far as shooting goes, you know. But I mean, I kind of got those vibes. But the big reason that it's compared to Super Metroid is because this game is also exploratory. So it's like. The way that it works is this game is broken into, I think, 7 different chapters. And once you like get into the game proper, you get a map of the city, which is you get a map of the city, and you don't have access to all the locations yet. But as you complete chapters, different locations kind of open up. So what they expect you to do is, and depending on what you've done, they expect you to go through different areas multiple times, essentially. And it's like you can go back to an area with a different item because there's an expansive inventory system. There are a bunch of different, including a bunch of different weapons. They really cared about this, making this a deep game, and it is a deep game. It was done by Sunsoft, by the way. I don't think I brought that up because I skipped like the Wikipedia thing.
Arrow the Acrobat fame.
Right. Yeah. Which, man, I got to tell you, Arrow the Acrobat has really sunk my feelings about Sunsoft, because that was like Sunsoft. I don't know. For a while there, I was like, yeah, they make that. Sunsoft is good. In the NES era, I think Sunsoft was good, but man, I think that was like the peak.
Yep.
And their music especially. But like, yeah, so I got those Super Metroid vibes from it, from that exploratory nature. And also like some of the music. Like there is like one of the levels is like a warehouse, and it has like this very like atmospheric kind of like low key 2-3 notes kind of thing going for it, which totally worked in Super Metroid, but I don't feel like it worked in this game. Super Metroid like really set an atmosphere, and that's one of its strengths, and I can totally respect that. Phantom 2040 I don't think does that, but I do think that Phantom 2040 like really services the fans of that property, because like in his lair, in Phantom's lair, there's a computer, and on that computer are like literally like 4 pages of like bios for characters, and it's like they pull in a bunch of characters from the show, and from what
they tried,
like for sure. And it's like I can see that if someone was a fan of the show, they would probably like this game, because it would be easy to overlook its shortcomings if you already like that property. Yeah. Kind of like me with Jurassic Park 2, The Chaos Continues. Because it's like I can overlook that game's many flaws because I liked Jurassic Park, and also because I was really into that game when I was younger. So, I mean, it's like, I feel like it's kind of one of those scenarios where it's like this game could be really good for somebody who likes Phantom 2040. And
like somebody who requested we do this 7 years ago.
7 years ago, yes.
So I messaged them and said, hey, we're doing it.
Which somebody did.
Yeah, somebody really did. Somebody really did. Like, hey, love your show. I was like, okay, thanks. Because we've been doing it for 2 years at that point. Hey, thanks. And then you want to see us do Phantom 2040, man, that'd be great. Nothing. 7 years. And then I messaged, Dave streaming it on Twitch right now. He has not replied.
I hope, but I hope he was there.
Yeah.
In Twitch chat. I think that something else that's really interesting about this game is this game has 20 unique endings.
Damn, just based on how much shit you get?
There are dialogue trees in this game, which I think is really cool.
Okay.
Like, I mean, they really tried. They really tried to make an interesting game.
Sounds like it.
And it's like, so like the majority of those 20 unique endings are like a bad ending, like a try again kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not just like a stock, like game over, Phantom 2040 looking sad, you know? Like they tailor the ending that you get based on decisions that you make. Like, for example, the end of the first chapter. So like the first chapter is all about the last Black Panther in the world essentially has been, you got to rescue it. And when you successfully rescue it, the end of the chapter is, so you bring the Black Panther back to your hideout. And then this pilgrim looking guy like holograms in and he's like, yo, I want that Panther. I have some information on who blew up the university and where your professor friend is. And so, like, you are given the decision, do you give the Panther to the pilgrim-looking guy for info, or do you give it to your friend who lives in your hideout so that the Panther can, like, be released into the jungle under the city? And it's like the decision you make dictates, like, the rest of the game. And it's like, so there are a lot of different branching points like that in the game.
I would read that game facts.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah. I think it's really cool. It's not something that I would want to get all 20 endings.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But again, if you're a huge fan of the game,
or the show.
Rather.
Yeah. No, I could see the appeal, especially when the game came out.
Not a lot of that. Yeah,
Right. It's tough. I feel like this is a really tough one to go back and appreciate because it's not well known. The property that it's based on is also not well known, and it came out so late in the system's lifespan that it's just like, oh man, it's a tough sell. I don't think it looks particularly good.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound particularly good. Really, the best thing about it is, it's servicing the property that it's based on,
which is respectable.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't think it's a bad game.
Yeah.
It's also just not a game I think I want to play again.
Yeah. Nope. I don't blame you because I just hate games where the enemies, especially bosses, are hard because they're not at easily accessible angles for you to aim your gun at.
Sure.
Because like watching you fight that boss that lights the ground on fire.
Yeah, there's essentially a guy gets into a Metal Gear, and then you fight him.
And you have to use your little grappling hook up into the corner and try to avoid the flame bomb he's tossing at you. But hitting the changing points that do him damage, like, it's hard to do.
Yeah, and
they take a lot of hits.
Yeah, he has a million hit points
Yep.
is also the thing. And it's like, this is where it definitely flips the script kind of on the Super Metroid thing because it's like I said earlier, I think the bosses in Super Metroid are really good and like well thought out and really fun and surprising. And fit. I don't feel like that in Phantom 2040. Like, I mean, it was just like, oh my God, how many times do I have to shoot him?
And I got frustrated, like, just watching you fight the guy who shot the webs, and the web was just like a Final Fantasy style stop spell on you, and you just freeze and just get fucking blasted.
Right, he shoots, guys come off of the side of the screen, and
you
it's
unfreeze just in time to get hit
frozen again.
Yeah,
just constant stun lock. Yeah, it was frustrating. I mean, some of that might just be my first time playing, and I don't know how to deal with that webbing kind of deal. But yeah, it was frustrating for sure. It kind of made it feel like a little too much trouble than it was worth.
Yeah.
Because it's a challenging game. And there's a password system, which is ridiculous. Because it's like you have to enter, I don't know, my guess is 32 characters in order to like alphanumeric characters in order to like continue your game, I guess. And I get it. The reason it has to be that long is because, it's
the branching endings.
Right. It's got to keep track of like, yes, your progress, all of the items in your inventory, which are literally like in the instruction manual, it's like 4 pages of items that you can have in your inventory. It's bananas. And
I was watching a video about saying that they believe it's impossible to get everything in the game.
Really?
Because
of the branching paths?
Well, SNES Drunk was saying, based on your decisions, so because you have to once you finish a level, you need to immediately go right back into it to get the majority of things.
Like the power-ups and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then depending on your choices that you make, it'll lock out paths when you go back. So you literally can't get everything in the game.
Okay. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I didn't even, what did Snestrunk think of the game? Because I didn't watch his video.
Pretty okay.
Yeah, pretty okay.
Yeah, pretty okay.
All right. Yeah.
One of the best licensed games on the SNES.
Oh, okay. I mean,
So he's like, and that's not a high bar, but
no, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. It kind of stinks because it's like I feel like it, with a few changes, could have been a whole lot better.
yeah,
I got frustrated the point where it became like I honestly kind of had a good time with it for about, I don't know, 2 hours, and then I got to a point in the game where I did not know what to do. And because of those respawning enemies, I mean, it just became
you
like
couldn't even like take a break and try to like get your bearings.
to like figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's like I went to different areas to try, well, did I miss something? And then I like watched a little bit of a YouTube video to try to get back on track, but I didn't know if they had made the same decisions as me. So it was just like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God, this is impossible.
Yep.
And then it went from like being pretty fun to like miserable. Like, I mean, it was like, how much longer do I have to play this game? Like, how much
Yeah.
longer? Like, when can I stop playing it? 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I fired up the Genesis version to compare it, and it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same. Different developers, but I mean, they were definitely using the same like design and playbook.
Yeah.
The one big benefit on the Genesis version that I love is like when you use the grappling hook and it hooks onto something, you can let go of the button and he still hangs. On the SNES, you have to hold down the Y button while you're also pressing buttons to shoot. And if you open up your inventory, choose a different weapon, and come back out,
You just drop.
you just drop. So yeah, it's super annoying.
Yeah.
And I mean, the grappling hook is kind of finicky because it works on some surfaces, doesn't work on other surfaces.
Yep.
As fun as it is, I really wish that was kind of nailed down. Because like there was this slope in the game, this sloping ledge that was like, I know I can get up there, but it's like the grappling hook will hook on certain segments of this ledge, but not all of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was super annoying.
I noticed there's a lot of turrets, a lot of very small turrets everywhere.
Yeah.
Interspliced with the Cylons, the old school Cylons from Battlestar.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
I mean, I don't have a lot to say about it because
That's the thing. That's the thing with games like this.
it's mediocre, I feel
Yeah.
like. And
mediocre
it's-
games are the hardest to talk about.
I don't want to shit on it because I don't think it's worthy of that. You know, I don't think it's deserving of that, I should
Yeah.
say. But also it's like not one that I'm going to praise because I didn't love it. I don't think it's a hidden gem. I
Yeah.
think it's just a
We're gonna
game.
beat up this C student.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, right. It's like he's trying.
Yep.
He's trying.
He's trying. He's not being lazy. He's actively trying. He's
Right.
just not
He's
doing
just
very well.
stupid. You can't help that. So I got to respect him trying.
Yep.
And that's the story of Phantom 2040.
Well, do you have any achievements for it?
I do have a few achievements that came in from Twitch chat. The first of which is, I think I have achievements, is what I meant to say.
Hey, your eyes got real big in a way that I have not seen them get big in a while.
Oh. All right, I do have some achievements. I just had to find them. The first of which is, why are we walking like this? In order to unlock, why are we walking like this? Walk up the side of a building with the screen turned on its side so it looks like he's right side up. That came in from Rhythm
Okay.
Master Paul Korn. That is a Clerks, the animated series reference.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
that
in there
is-
on my shelf. I should know that.
And that is 1000% why I included it in the Chivos. Next achievement I've got comes in from Bongo Yoda, and that is Professor Incorrigible. In order to unlock Professor Incorrigible, you quote Venture Brothers nonstop while playing Phantom 2040, which I do really like because Phantom Limb, of course. I need to go back and rewatch all of Venture Brothers. I don't even know that I watched like the last bit of it. because it was so like
Oh, it was so
intermittent.
long between. Yeah. I love it, but man, it was.
And it's weird that you can see it too. I mean, it makes sense that you can see it, but I mean, you can see you could see the difference, right? The last achievement I've got is Insane in the Membrane. Insane in the Brain. In order to unlock Insane in the Membrane, Insane in the Brain, you play Phantom 2040 and watch The Phantom 1996 in the same weekend.
Or Titanic.
Yeah.
Or that 30-minute Wheel of Time thing that debuted in the middle of the night.
Right. That one came in from Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins. So thanks, guys. Great achievements. Tyler, do you have any achievements for Phantom 2040?
What is that? What is that song? What am I thinking of? Blah blah blah. I got a grappling hook. It's Boba Fett.
Fett's
MC
Fett.
Chris. Yeah. Use your grappling hook for 15 continuous seconds,
All right.
and then Smokey would be proud. Unlock that by using your fire retardant on that level where they throw the fire, where the fire launches out. Use that to keep putting it out.
I see. I thought you were going to like Smokey and the Bandit.
Well, I can do that too.
What about Flippy the Frog?
Flippy the Frog.
Yeah.
Who's Flippy? I'm familiar with Flippy the Frog.
Isn't that I might have the name wrong.
Which character we can make either way.
Was that Mitch Hedberg talking about other countries Smokey the Bears?
Oh man, I don't know. I have to look that up though.
Flippy the Frog? That's probably wrong. It has been a minute since he's been alive.
Man, yeah, it has. God, we were in college.
Yeah.
Man. So I saw Melissa sent me a Snapchat. Yes, good picture. Screenshot. Perfect.
Who sent you a Snapchat?
Melissa.
Is
She
this
sent me a naked picture Snapchat. So
of Mitch Hedberg?
Of Mitch Hedberg. Now.
You just wanted to brag?
Yep.
Nice segue, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep. Oh, another one. Gotta love my wife.
Would you like to take a break? I can pause it.
No, it's all right. So I was like, "What? Why is she snapping me?" Well, I gotta see. Okay, screenshot. Save it for later.
So if you screenshot, you can see that you did it.
Yeah. I'm also gonna say it on here. Screenshot it.
Well, you're saying it on here for everybody else.
Yeah. Look what I got, everybody.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I have some questions for you. If you were to give this game a beard, what kind of beard do you think you would give it, and why?
I would have to give this the beard. Oh, no, like the beard, but it's on top of his head in the form of hair.
Hair. Yeah, it's just hair.
Yeah. Of Billy Zane, because Billy Zane, still like Titanic, got a full head of wonderful hair. Everything else, he is as bald as
I was
can
about
be.
to say, man, he's bald at a
as can
lot,
be.
isn't he?
Yeah. It's all gone. So this game, it's like half and half. You know, it's good. It's okay. It's hair. It's bald.
So wait,
it's
was
okay.
that a decision that he made, or did biology make a decision?
I think biology.
and then casting directors were like, "Hey, man, we got to get rid of that."
I think so, because he does. Billy Zane is a pretty man. So I think he does without hair. He looks like Wooly Willy when he doesn't have any hair on him when you shake it clean. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
that's a very pretty face with nothing around it. It looks kind of strange.
Is he pretty or is he handsome?
I think he's more pretty.
You
than
think
he
he's
is
more
handsome.
pretty
I
than
think
he
he's
is
more pretty than
handsome?
he is handsome.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I need to pull him up. Is it because of the eyes?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
That makes sense because I feel like his other features are very like squared off, kind of, you know. But yeah, I can see it.
The eyes,
It's
yep.
the eyes. It's the mascara look.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Like what's his name from Heroes, right?
Oh, Milo Ventimiglia.
Fuck, probably. I don't
Peter
know.
Petrelli.
That's why I said that guy. Yes, I don't know his name.
Jess from Gilmore Girls.
Yeah. Tyler.
But yeah, absolutely. Milo Ventimiglia, yeah, 100%. He's also like that.
And it's but like he's the same guy who was the character on Lost. I can't remember the name of, right?
He was on Lost?
Yeah, who was that on Lost who also has the Mascara look going? Who was also, I guess, the mayor of Gotham City in The Dark Knight?
Shit, I don't know.
All right. I don't know if I should ask Siri. She might still be worried about my suicide pact question.
The guy who was also in the Vampire Diaries, the one that dies on the trying to get into with Locke onto the trying to get into the hatch.
Fuck, dude. Look, all right. I loved Lost.
There are a lot of mascared boys running around.
Dude, I loved Lost. I don't remember a goddamn thing about Lost because it's so fucking convoluted and shit where it's like when I bring up a memory of Lost, like there are only a few things that I really remember. The things that have been memed, like we've got to go back. Like, I mean, that I remember Boone and Locke finding the plane in the tree. Like, I remember that for whatever reason.
Boone is who I'm talking about then.
Oh, you're talking about Boone.
Yeah. Okay.
And I liked Boone. Like, it felt like, I don't know, when Boone, spoilers. Spoilers for Lost. When Boone is like no more, that kind of felt like a I don't know, like an end of a certain chapter of Lost, and it kind of became like, and not to say that he was like a big character or anything, but like what was the other guy? Not Penny's boat, like when he died, spoilers. when he was done, it was like, oh, that's absolutely like a chapter has closed.
A Hobbit's dead,
right?
It's fucking done.
All right, Mayor of Gotham, Dark Knight.
Not Penny's boat. Turns out, who the fuck cares? Doesn't matter.
This guy, Anthony Garcia.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he was the captain, the immortal like pirate captain or whatever who was trapped on. Yeah.
He's got like the
100% he does.
He's got the smoky.
He's
the
like
smoky bedroom.
He's like a sexy lich who got a skin back.
Man, now I like the idea of like that's a character where it's like it's a lich and all he wants is his skin back.
Yeah, or reverse the process. Yeah.
I like that. His phylactery is oil of Olay. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
If you were to give this game a pair of glasses, that sums up how you feel about it. What kind of glasses would you give it?
Glasses you get from the dollar store, like cheaters. So like
Chester cheaters.
Chester cheaters. And you pet them, they help a little bit. It's not that good. It's not like a prescription that's gonna help you, but like if you like just a little bit, okay, it's fine.
Man, those are no good at all. I guess I have the different.
Depends on how bad your eyes are.
Yeah. No, I can. I like. I've put one of those on before, and it's been like, is this doing anything? I have another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious how much this game is. If you were to buy Phantom 2040 for the Super Nintendo loose, how much do you think you would expect to pay for it?
$8.
$8. That's a respectable guess. Tyler, actual
$8.
$8. You have to collect $1 from each Nate that you know, and then turn it in.
Nate Glines, I got $1.
Game Bug Prime Nate, you got $2.
Oh, $2. All right.
Second chair saxophone in high school was named Nate, so I could find him on Facebook, hit him up.
Cool.
We can get 3.
Cool.
We can do this.
Did Nathan's count, or it's got to be Nate's?
If they've ever gone by Nate ever, it counts.
Oh, I don't know. Okay. I know another Nathan, but I don't think everyone is Nate.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe you can trick him.
Maybe I could. Hey, we haven't talked since college.
Hey, Nate, how's it going? Yeah, just send him a message. And if he replies, you're like, I got you. You owe me $1.
We haven't really spoken since we did that roast in college and I made fun of your girlfriend. And you got really mad and came up on stage and everybody had to pull you away and then we didn't speak again. Yeah, Nate, we haven't talked since then.
Man, I don't know this Nathan.
He gamed with us for like a minute. He was in one of you played a Kamaru to replace him in Ramon's game.
I don't think I ever met him then. Yeah, I was Nathan too.
Pretty good guy, but whenever we were roasting everybody and I made a roast about his girlfriend and Not even his girlfriend. And yeah, he did not like it. He stood up and came up on stage.
Wait, she was on the stage and you were roasting her?
We were roasting like these 3 people that were graduating.
Uh-huh.
And
was he one of them?
No.
Was she one of them?
No. But
so you just randomly
in a roast, you kind of roast around the room. People are here, then you go back around. So I threw one out about her.
Uh-huh.
Which was also a roast about the guy.
Okay.
So like the guy who I fucking hate, I hope I never see him again. Like,
well, now we're definitely not going to get his dollar to buy Phantom 2040.
I don't want Eric's dollar. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I know him.
You know Eric. Fuck Eric.
Yeah.
I hate that dude.
He was like a floor mate in college. Yeah.
Oh man, that is one dude. Like, I don't wish him ill. I just hope I never ever see or have to come in contact with anything about him for the rest of my life.
All right.
But I said something about him.
Did he roast your girlfriend?
No, he just I just hate him. He's just a shithead. He's just such an aggressive shithead.
He was a shithead. I can attest to that. He definitely was a shithead.
And he, I think my roast was something like, so the Nate I know and his girlfriend, like,
her name is also Nate.
Nate, girl Nate. They would, Nate was crazy about her, but she had a boyfriend, and she would be on and off with her boyfriend back at home, or cheat on her boyfriend back at home with Nate.
Okay.
But they never got serious because she would not completely cut ties with this boyfriend.
Okay.
And so when I was roasting Eric, I said, well, Eric's so gross that girl Nate wouldn't even break up with her boyfriend back at home to cheat with him. So then other Nate gets up on Barry. He's pissed.
I mean, to be fair, that is very funny. But
everyone knew. Everyone
That's
knew.
what I was going to ask. Like, was this a secret?
It was no. Everyone knew.
I mean, was this something that that Nate and Lady Nate talked about openly, or?
Well, she was in the back.
I'm sorry, girl Nate, not Lady Nate. Clearly, she's not a lady.
She was just way back in the back and just went, ha ha. And then he stood up and came on stage, and Jacob was like, no, man, come on.
We're probably not getting this dollar.
No.
Actual retail value of Phantom 2040 loose for the Super Nintendo on average, according to PriceCharting.com at the time of this recording, is $14.15.
Wow.
50
okay.
cents. Sorry. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to get everyone's hopes up. $14.50. I couldn't find one for that much because like I said on last episode, usually what I'll do is I'll just look and see, like, it's a good excuse to see if I can get a Super Nintendo game and see if I can find a deal. Wasn't happening on Phantom 2040.
Nothing for that low?
Not that I saw. Or if it was in like a real bad condition kind of deal.
Gotcha.
I can clean up a lot, but it's like, if the label's like super torn or I don't want to fuck with it.
No.
Especially if I'm already like paying like what it's worth. Like I take it like when price charting's like, yo, this is worth $14. What I take that as, it doesn't have to be in like pristine condition, but it needs to like not have a torn label on the front or the back, and it needs to work. Everything else, I feel like I can handle.
That, yeah.
I can clean the plastic cartridge, all that. Even if the front and back of the cartridge isn't exactly the same gray, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I've certainly done that before. I've definitely taken good backs of cartridges of duplicate games and put them on other games that need a good back that have like a shitty sticker or something like that. So didn't buy Phantom 2040. Probably won't until I find it under $14.50.
I know. I don't blame you.
Tyler, do you think this game belongs on TADPOG's top 100?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
Do you think it belongs on TADPOG's bottom 100?
No.
All right.
No.
I agree with that too.
Bottom 300?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Would you like to hear what Flopsy has to say about it?
I would love to hear what Flopsy says about it. 4.5 stars.
Maybe. The Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike, gave Phantom 2040 3 stars. And I feel like I'm good with that.
Okay.
I'm good with that. I'd say anywhere between 2.5 to 3 would
2.5
be
to 3, yeah.
acceptable.
I'm with you.
Anything else you'd like to say about Phantom 2040?
No.
I have some questions for you then.
Love
some more questions.
Love some more questions.
That came in from one Ross Rachel Green from across the pond. He sent us a quiz entitled, I've Got Wood. I like to think that he had typed it in a Dave Coulier voice. I've got wood. Ross begins. A few weeks back, a friend said that someone had a few trees felled and were looking for someone to chop, split, and take it away. It sounded like a rap about sex. Chop, split, and take it away.
Take it away.
Being as we both have log burners, we are always on the hunt for free wood. From the photo, it looked like the pieces were fairly small, but there was a lot of it. After a 40-minute drive, we finally arrive, and the logs are at least twice the size they looked, and there were so many, we really didn't know where to start. We were there for 5 hours in the sun before we ran out of time.
Ugh.
The next day, we still had to split a lot of the wood that we brought back, but luckily, that was only an hour's work. Now, I hurt all over.
Well, that's like whenever I got sun poisoning on my head, how terrible it looked. That was for chopping up and moving a tree back to the burn pile.
Right.
Yeah.
We used to have, like, when I was in high school, we had a wood burning stove in the house. And it's like, so I can relate to this free wood hunt. But here in Western Kentucky, it was like all over the place.
Yeah, just go back to the woods.
Like,
Plenty of wood back there.
no, I mean, shit that was cut. Like, I mean, you could find it real.
Oh,
Like,
there are cords everywhere.
yeah,
you can go
dude.
by.
Like, my dad, I remember.
Honor system, like, leave $5, please.
Pretty much. I mean, it was like, I remember my dad would be like, well, we need wood. He'd pick up a newspaper, open up the classifieds, and be like, all right, I'm going to get free wood. I mean, it was never, I mean, if it was like winter or something, you know, like he'd always do it before like snow.
Yeah.
It was never a problem. We used to have to chop wood too, though. So I feel you, Ross, because like sometimes he'd come back and be like, well, it's not chopped, but it's free. So let's chop.
Come on, boy.
Yeah. Also, Ross continues, also, Simone has kidney stones without drinking Monster. So it's been that kind of weekend. Piss rocks out your pee hole. I'm sorry, Simone. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Monster would help.
Well, at least you have, free health care to go take care of that.
Do they in the Isle of Man?
It's probably just a guy who wanders around. With
Probably
a stick.
like like a mysterious man who travels on the wind.
The man of Isle druid who just wanders around.
Yes.
Man of Isle of Man druid.
Him and the lemming are the same, one and the same. What's their magical beast that they have there? What's their little mascot?
Jeff, the
Jeff,
mongoose.
The mongoose. There we go. All right, yeah. He is also their doctor. Their island doctor. I'm picturing a real like northern exposure kind of like thing going on, but instead of the moose that wanders to the town, it's Jeff.
Jeff the mongoose. Yeah. Your kidneys suck.
Yeah, that's old that's like Isle of Man folklore. That like if you sleep for longer than 8 hours, Jeff the mongoose will steal your kidney.
We'll fill it with rocks.
Fill it with rocks and stones. Oh God, Simone, I hope that that clears up soon,
Yes.
and that you don't have to, I don't know, get a stent or something like that.
Yeah. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Ross concludes anyway. NTSC SNES games. Are you ready to begin?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's going to be tough because we don't have any help like we did last time.
Nope.
But we'll give it our best. First question. This W is a game based on what some might call a sporting event, despite the games being scripted. So that's going to be a wrestling game. But which one is it? Because there's like 3, I think.
WrestleMania.
Locking it in. It is.
That's broad enough.
Yeah, I would count it. WWF Super WrestleMania.
All right,
So
got it.
Got it in one. Next question. This S sound like a game. This S sounds like a game starring a sex pest, and in Japanese, the title translates to Monkey Reflections: The Adventures of Mr. Jiro. Spanky's Quest?
Yep.
All right,
Good
locking
job.
it in. It is Spanky's Quest.
Very good job.
I remember that because I kind of liked that game. Next question. This M is not really a true game and was quoted as being, quote, perhaps the most ingenious and inspired idea Nintendo ever came up with for a product. End quote.
What's it start with again?
An M.
Mario.
Mario Paint?
Okay.
Probably.
Mario Paint.
Maybe. I
think
mean, 'cause
a
that's
good-
not
yeah.
a game. That's Mario Paint.
Mario Paint?
Mario Paint. Logging it in. It is Mario Paint.
Nice.
Next question. This F was the first of its series to be released in Europe and stars a character called Benjamin. It's part of a series, starts with F, stars a character named Benjamin.
F Troop.
I don't know that an F Troop game.
Yeah,
if an F
probably
Troop-
not
yeah.
over in Europe.
That does sound like if the Cracker Barrel sold Super Nintendo games, F Troop would be one of them.
F Troop and Hogan's Heroes.
They're like, hey, you guys like games that depict indigenous people in like really kooky ways, right? Do we have a game for you?
And just because of the art, Phalanx. Here you go.
Right. Freedom Fighters.
Perfect.
I don't know. Locking it in. It is Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
Okay.
Benjamin.
I forgot that was. I don't remember that at all.
I barely remember that as a game.
Or is it Benji and it's just.
Maybe. Man, I remember being a kid and my mom pushing Benji on me so hard.
The
And
dog?
Yeah, like because there was like a Benji movie that came out, and I remember her being like, "Hey, let's go see Benji." I don't know. Come on, let's go see Benji. I don't know about Benji. Yeah, let's go see Benji. I hear there's a bear in it.
Oh, okay.
All right, can we get popcorn? Yeah. All right, I'm in. Let's go.
My aunt and uncle also loved Benji so much they named their son Benji, and I thought they also had a dog that looked like Benji. They called Benji. So
So wait, who is this?
my mother's brother.
Okay. So at any point,
No, all of my father's family, like they probably just like dogs. No, thank you.
so how did the son Benji feel about the dog also being called Benji?
I don't remember it being a problem.
They all love Benji that much. Like I imagine like the dad going to
I'm honored to carry this name.
it's like the Phantom. It's a boy
third Benji.
passes on the name to the dog.
It goes from dog to boy to dog.
But I imagine like the dad like tucking Benji in and being like,
I love you, Benji.
son, I love you so much, but I'm also really jealous at the same time because you share the name with the world's greatest dog.
I know, Father. God bless you.
Shut up, Lassie! I'm talking to Benji.
Benji.
Get back in the basement. Your shackles keep me up at night.
I don't know. You saying that reminds me of my dad yelling at me from his bedroom whenever we'd sold the house and moved into a tiny 2-bedroom apartment while they looked for a house. Because my parents, it takes at least a year of looking before they will buy a house.
Yeah,
So we're living.
that's turned into permanent, like semi-permanent things for us in the past because we moved around a lot, and it was like we're gonna live in this duplex until we can. Never mind, we're just gonna live in this duplex.
Until we move, we're moving.
Right, we're moving. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So, 'cause remember, we're living in this tiny apartment in Golden Acres, just right over here. And so Ryan and I had to have bunk beds. Neither one of us wanted the top bunk. Neither one of us.
Why not?
It was very tall. The ceiling was very low, so there was not a lot of clearance up there. Plus, we just didn't want to be up there. Like, Nintendo was really close down here. We all just wanted to stay. So him and I slept on the bottom bunk together.
Yeah.
And then once I was just like, he was like thrashing around. So I was like, all right, fine, fuck this. And I got up on the top bunk. And of course, all my life, I've never been a great sleeper. So like I'm tossing and turning, but this bunk bed is all metal.
Okay.
So I'm tossing and turning, and it's like
Squeaking.
squeak,
Yeah.
clang, clang. Like,
Stop fucking your brother!
well, he just like I hear him just scream at me in the middle of the night because of course my dad has Wolverine's hearing. Like,
Sure.
you can't.
Yeah, I remember Diablo 2, click, 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 click. Right, yeah.
And the wrapping the presents, like setting the tape on it, and him coming into my mom and grabbing it and slamming it on it. I'm glad he has mellowed with age substantially.
Yeah, it sounds like if I were to take a wild guess, he's probably pretty good about expressing his feelings.
Oh, yeah. Great. Like, he doesn't agree with my weight, so he expresses it by slapping food out of my hands. He's great at it.
You said that like he still does it.
If
Dude,
I was eating something really bad and it was like we were outside in the lawn where he could just go right in the grass, he might do it.
let's set up a camera and let's get like the biggest fucking ice cream we can possibly find for you to eat. I want to see what he does.
Make it really gross looking.
Oh yeah.
He hates it when I say hilarious, so I'll be eating the ice cream and just say, man, this ice cream's hilarious.
Why does he hate it when you
He
say
doesn't like it. He's like, say it's funny.
Stop expressing yourself?
Because he does remember he got so mad at me, like, just say it's funny. Stop saying hilarious.
When was that?
Oh, growing up,
Okay,
period.
All right, okay. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
To the point I remember, like, in that bed, I'd stop, and I'd still, like, move a little bit. To the point he then, like, kicks in the door, and he's like, wakes up Ryan. My mom is like, Randy, stop it. And he's screaming at me to lay still. So I remember that being, like, the night of, like, semi-sleep paralysis because I'm just, like, stock still. Because,
Yeah.
like, any remote movement does squeak that bad. I remember
Yeah.
just, like I didn't sleep because I was just frozen.
Randy is the name of your sleep paralysis demon.
yeah. And no one ever slept on that top bunk ever again.
What happened to that bunk bed? I needed a little epilogue.
I'm sure it got thrown away after that.
Like the day after.
Probably as soon as we moved and didn't need it, yeah, it had
Yeah.
it had to have gone.
Yeah. To be honest, it sounds like it probably needed to go. Next question. This C is a top-down futuristic racing game that in Japan is based on an anime called Future GPX Cyber Formula and is very different to the US version.
Sort of the C.
So it's not Top Gear 3000, which is the only futuristic racing
Cyber
game.
Top Gear.
Cyber Top Gear or just Cyber Top.
Cyber Top. Perfect.
You can order a Cyber Top on extreme restraints. It's
Cyber
very
car.
expensive. Cyber car. There's F-Zero. That was a futuristic racing game. It's not top down though. It doesn't start with C.
C0.
C0. I kind of like Cybercar.
Cybercar?
Yeah.
All right.
Because we're not going to get this.
No, we're
so-
not.
Cybercar. Locking it in.
Cybercar.
It is Cyber Spin.
Oh, all right.
Half credit.
Have credit.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. We'll take that. Next question. This Super S is based on a film released in 1977.
A 77 film.
That starts with
So
S.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And it's a Super C, so it's Super
Super S.
Super S. Super.
So presumably the name of the movie started with
Super.
an S. Well, and they probably just added Super in front of it because
Yeah.
it was on the Super Nintendo. So what's a 1977 film that starts with S? I mean, Snow White was way before then.
Way before
And also it's not Super Snow White. I don't think.
Super Snow White.
We can get. This is one that we absolutely would. It'd be great if we had Ian and John on because I feel like
Yes.
we could get there with their help.
Ian was alive then. He'd get it. So it was a 77 movie made 20 years later, 15 years later.
So it had to have been a pretty big movie, right?
Yeah. 77.
Super Star Wars.
Okay.
Locking it in. It is Super Star Wars.
It was like Super Willow? Super.
Man, wow. I'm embarrassed that it took me that long. What is kind of crazy is
Super No Escape?
right? Ian was kind of like my Obi-Wan Kenobi there. He kind of appeared in my mind, and like when he did that, I was like, "Oh, Star Wars!"
I remember that's like we're playing your game and we're having to solve riddles, and we're stuck on one for like an hour. We're on our last guess, so all of us are just like, "Fuck, what is it? This flower is kind of crazy." I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I remember I was like, Daffy, daffodil.
I don't know what this says about me, but when you said the riddle, the first thing that came to my mind was daffodil, and I was like, I don't know if it's because I locked that away in my memory for so long, because or if I'm just super good at riddles, probably that.
Probably that.
Probably that. Riddles are always great, like when you're running a game, because it's like, oh shit, I forgot the plan. All right, let me look up 10 riddles. Cool, we're good.
Yeah. We're playing with Blake, and he's way too powerful. Solve this riddle, motherfucker.
Solve this riddle. Yeah.
Can't hit it with a hammer.
Well, that's like, I've always wanted to do, like, the maze spell? I've always wanted to do a maze spell kind of like that, where it's like, you're in a maze, answer a riddle. Every round of combat, you get the chance to answer the riddle. You don't get out until you get the riddle. Bye. Also, there's no answer.
I did his character in my game in DC. Like maze was the only thing. Like
Maze is an awesome spell.
Is it a boss battle? Maze. You have no intelligence anyway. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, Maze is one of those spells that is great for an enemy NPC to have.
Yeah.
Not so great for a PC to have, just because it's like, usually if you're fighting a boss, you want to use it on a boss. Well, yeah, because you want his gear and
He'll
shit.
just come back a minute later.
Right.
So if you want to run,
And also, like, usually a boss is a boss for a reason. They have really good stats. So, I mean, I don't know.
They'll make the intelligence check and pop out the next round.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Maze. Think about it.
It's a good spell.
Next question. This L is based on a 1992 buddy cop movie. Lethal Weapon?
Yep.
Lethal Weapon. Locking it in. Lethal Weapon. They had a Super Nintendo game?
Yep.
Wow. Are we sure this is a good console?
I know, right?
Next question. In this S, you have to guide a spinning top named Gerald through various levels and hazards.
Gerald's game.
Probably Gerald. Super Gerald's game. It
Super
starts with
Gerald's
an
game
S.
based off the novel by Stephen King. You're stuck in a bed and you're handcuffed and a dog might eat you.
You're a spinning top named Gerald. Super Gerald's game? I have no idea.
I have no clue what this could be.
I don't even know.
Spinning top.
Through various levels and hazards. In Tasmania, did you actually play as someone named Gerald? And you spin your way.
Taz's real name. Gerald Mania.
Gerald T Mania.
Fuck. Was there any like
In this S.
Sonic Spinball?
Well, yeah. that's a
Gerald
pretty
version.
good- Gerald, yeah. Sonic Spinball : Gerald. All right, guys. This is them at Nintendo. All right. They let us have Sonic Spinball under one condition.
God, I wish I owned a video game company to do shit like that.
They'll let us have it, but we have to replace Sonic with someone named Gerald. They get to design them.
I have to include a code to download Napster in the box.
Oh my God. I have no idea.
I don't know
You
either.
play a top? Super Gerald's game.
Is it a top like a guy who likes to be the giver?
Right. Yeah. Maybe.
A spinning top so he can whirl his dick so big you can roll it like the helicopter.
Maybe. What would that game be called?
Still Gerald's game.
Still Gerald's game. Locking it in. It is. Oh man, we're really gonna kick ourselves. Spin Dizzy Worlds.
You were close with Tasmanian Devil.
Spin Dizzy Worlds.
God.
Jesus Christ. Is that a Dizzy the Egg game?
Oh, it might be.
Next question.
I've got one of those cartridges around here somewhere.
Do you really?
Yeah. Or does it play at Ryan's?
I don't think any of those came out on the Super Nintendo.
No, I remember the one I had was NES.
Yeah. I remember playing one when I was a kid and being like, what the fuck is this? And then like later in life, I was like, oh yeah, they really like this apparently overseas.
And the Angry Video Game Nerd did like a bunch of the Dizzy games.
Really?
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Did he like them?
No.
Yeah, okay. Well,
They're like one or two where he was like, this is sort of okay. And then the rest are just fucking dog
I mean,
shit.
it's no Phantom 2040, but it's pretty okay.
No.
Next question. This bee sees you defending the planet's supply of yarn balls from alien invaders. Yarn balls?
For a bee?
For a bee. Bee movie?
Bee movie, the game.
Yarn edition.
Yarn edition.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Beethoven's third.
Oh.
A dog's yarn
A dog's
day.
yarn.
That yarn dog.
Fuck, we're done. That's pretty good. I'd like to end on that if you don't mind.
God, I have no idea what that would be either.
Okay, what starts with the letter B and also corresponds with yarn balls? Balls?
Balls. Black cats.
Balls, the fighting game wasn't about yarn balls, was it?
It could have been for all I fucking know.
Is Chunky a brand of yarn? Open wide for
Open
Chunky?
wide for
Like your
Chunky.
wallet. Open your wallet wide for Chunky.
Chunky.
Because it's expensive. It's a-
Shanger would know.
Yeah. It's a real deep cut.
It's
a real deep
It's a
cut.
thick yarn.
So thick.
Chunky boy.
Fucking Girth Brooks. This bee sees you defending the planet's supply of yarn balls from alien invaders.
Makes me feel like yarn balls is that's,
like a
that's
cat
where he's
thing,
tricking
right?
us up.
Okay. I feel like this is a cat thing. Like, are the invaders cats and they want to play with the yarn balls?
Could be, but what games with a bee that
I mean, cats are the natural enemies of dogs, and Beethoven is a dog. And I honestly do not know what Beethoven's second is about.
the great canine caper? I don't know what I tried playing it. I don't know what it's about.
You are brave.
Oh, it was so bad.
I bet it was really bad. I'm not
man.
surprised.
It's confusing. It's terrible. It's bad.
I can't wait to get to it.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch you stream it. Bebe's Kids.
Bebe's Kids, locking it in. It is Bubsy and Claw's encounters of the furred kind.
Okay. Never played a Bubsy.
Just a couple seconds I have to test the cartridge out, and I was like, that is enough. I am not obligated to play this game yet. Goodbye. Yuck. Next question. This C is a puzzle game which sees you playing as either Jack, Gene, or RB93 or RB93.
Arby's the game.
I don't know, like you play as the glove.
RB.
RB. Jack, Gene, or RB93. It's a puzzle game. Starts with a C.
Crawdaddies.
Crawdaddies. Is Casper a puzzle game?
Could be.
It's not, probably not, but
with the robot RB.
the robot RB93. We put your soul inside this robot, but you can't get out of it until you solve these puzzles. We're sorry, Casper. I'd be lying if I said we didn't mean to do it.
Your three mean uncles made us do it.
Wow, I forgot about those guys. Man, his uncles are so mean.
Yeah, they killed that girl. They killed Wednesday Addams' dad.
What?
In Casper, the movie.
I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No, they killed Wednesday. It was Wednesday Addams in the movie?
Yes. Well, I can't think of the actress's name at the moment.
Christina Ricci.
Christina
She's
Ricci.
in the movie.
Christina Ricci's the star.
And Devon Sawa is,
Yep,
right? Yeah.
yep.
He's Casper.
Devon Sawa's, he's Casper.
Living Casper.
And they find there's a machine that can bring the dead back to life, but it only has one.
Is it named RB93?
I guess it could be. It only has one dose left, and they're going to bring Casper back.
They do know that machines don't have doses, right? That's medicine.
There's one elixir left.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to bring Casper back, and then the bad ghost uncles ended up killing your dad. Like they get him drunk and he drops off a cliff and dies.
Well, it sounds like that was on him. You shouldn't drink and drive.
That's true. And then they have to, Casper's like, no, use it on him. So they bring him back from the dead, and then Casper can't come back to life.
Let me ask you this question, because I've never seen the movie
Spoilers. Spoilers
Casper.
for
Fuck, man.
Casper.
God damn it. I haven't seen it. But I want more spoilers. Here's my big question. So Christina Ricci's character's dad dies.
Uh-huh. Bill Pullman.
Okay. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ. What a star-studded cast. So Bill Pullman dies, and then how does Christina Ricci's character deal with this?
Oh, shit. He comes back as a ghost, as a drunk ghost. With all the uncles. When they come back to the house, and they're laughing, oh, he's one of us now, and she's crying, and Casper's like, okay, we got to bring him back.
Okay.
Yep.
Huh. I feel like at some point, if I were her, I would have been like, fuck, this shit is weird. My dad's dead.
Now he's a ghost wearing a suit jacket with a tie, and he's drunk.
Man, do you think ever when Bill Pullman was doing that role, he was like, man, when I die, people are going to put stills of me as a ghost and Casper all over?
Oh, man. Oh, man. All right. Yep. Yep. That's good.
I mean, you know it's going to happen.
May he be with his buddies. A picture of all four of them.
Right. I mean, look, there's no way I'm the first person in the world to think of that.
I don't know. I never thought of it either.
Someone's already got that created, ready to roll. They just check the internet every day. They got a Google alert. Bill Pullman obituary.
So then they show the Mortal Kombat thing of Betty White going up past him, but it's the ghost picture.
The ghost picture. Oh, fuck. I guess I know what I'm going to go do when I go home and make this fucking image. I'm going to have it ready to go. So what's the name of this game? It starts with
Casper. We have to say Casper.
All right. Casper, Wednesday Addams, Wednesday Addams' dead dad. It is Kakoma Night in Busyland.
Oh, yeah. We would not have gotten there.
I've heard of that game. And I have... It was on, I think, an episode of Hardcore Gaming 101's podcast, and I remember being like, oh, man, that sounds interesting. It totally did sound interesting. And I watched a video, and it's like, man, that is interesting. And then I never played it. And then I forgot the name of it and couldn't answer that question. So, TLDR.
It works.
And that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
No morality questions?
No morality questions.
All right.
I can think of one and give it to you if you want.
If you want to. It's up to you.
Not really. I don't... Look, I mean, I'm not the one to give out morality questions.
Yeah, you're right. God is. Undertale is.
Undertale is, for sure.
Well, that's you want to find out what we're playing next week?
I guess.
If
you want to, do you want to keep doing this? Like, that's a real question.
I'm tired.
Usually that's a bit, but now this is an actual real question.
I had a rough Monday. A very rough Monday.
All right, Garfield, we get it.
Infinite Mondays.
All right, yeah, let's figure out what we're doing. Thanks, Ross, by the way, for the quiz.
Yes, thank you, Ross.
Simone, I hope you feel better soon.
Yes. So I'm going to go plug this better up peripheral in, put one end in the ground, my head on the other end, while I'm crazy kid style, turn around in a circle so my no-no hole is pointing in a random direction.
Please.
And say that prayer that we all love to say.
Yeah.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
394.
New one?
No, and you're going to love it.
Okay.
No escape.
All right, what's another Ray Liotta game we can play?
Goodfellas?
That's probably a game. Wild Hogs? That's also a
Wild
game?
Hogs? Name one more Ray Liotta movie, I dare you.
You got me.
I don't know that I can.
You got me good.
I don't know that I can. That's why I asked.
I don't think he's done any more movies.
That's pretty much
I
it.
think that's all. That's it. I think it's all he's done.
That's it. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not like the biggest.
Show me your Achilles heel.
I honestly don't know that I can name another one. I'm really
Stop it, Phil. Stop naming Ray Liotta films. Same for you, Paul.
Oh God. Do you want to see if there are other Ray Liotta SNES games?
I'm gonna live in this world where they're
Yeah. Or would you like to replay No Escape or see if there's a ROM hack of No Escape that we can play? And have Phil back on and essentially do that episode over again.
all over again.
I'll watch that movie again. It's fine. Henry was way more interested in it than he was in the Phantom 2040. When that cook was like, "You fucking bastard!" Henry was like, "What's going on in this room?"
Yeah. Let's do it again. Let's do her again.
All right.
In the prayer we all love to say.
Uh-huh.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
435.
New one?
No.
Something we want to do?
Potentially. This 435 is Pocky and Rocky 2.
We can do Pocky and Rocky.
We have not done Pocky and Rocky 1. And this seems like a good excuse to do Pocky and Rocky 1.
I am
if we want to do
board.
that. All
I'm
right.
on board to go ahead and read through the lines. I'm sure what the randomizer is trying to say is to do Pocky and Rocky.
So is this technically us turning our keys, or is this...
No, this is a slight deviation.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. This is it's mutating the formula ever so
All right.
slightly.
This is a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Pocky and Rocky then.
Pocky and Rocky. Hell
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, I bet I can find a good deal on that one.
No. Is it 2 one of the rarest Super Nintendo games?
I think 1 and 2 are
Oh,
both
yeah?
very rare. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know which one is more rare. But yeah, 2 is, I mean, it's up there.
I remember really liking Pocky and Rocky 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
We'll see how the first one is.
Sweet. Yeah, Pocky and Rocky.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find this show, more episodes. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify,
Yeah.
YouTube.
Thank you,
Backlog Banisher Dane.
Dane.
Get that double thank you.
Yeah.
Get that harmonized thank
Yeah,
you.
we were like a demon in an anime. I needed to be like 2 more registers higher.
We're our character in Mario Italiano, the two-headed the two-headed cat magic guy.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember that because I was searching through all my messages trying to find who messaged us about
Phantom
So I
2040.
saw, we had a message 5 years ago from Mario Italiano. All right.
You know, I bet that person who wanted us to do Phantom 2040 probably didn't really like this episode. So I'd just like to say I'm sorry.
Yeah. I know you've been waiting
A long
6
time.
years.
A long time. And there's
You were like, I want to go back to TADPOG, but I got to wait until they do
until they
Phantom
do Phantom
2040.
2040. But hopefully what he'll do is when he sees that we've done the game, he's like, oh shit. And he picks up wherever he left off. and listens to every episode up to that point.
Perfect.
Because then, if he did that, then he might like this episode. If he's just coming in new, no,
He's
there's
not.
no
Like,
way.
what the fuck? Who? What?
Yeah,
what are they
yeah,
talking about?
right.
Beard? What?
Right, exactly. When he requested us to do Phantom 2040, we might have been talking about Pocky and Rocky too. It's been that long.
Damn, yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. Man. I'm going to look and see later and see what game we were on.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The randomizer works in mysterious ways.
It does, man. Let's see. What else did we do? Do you like us? You want to send us something? I mean, we're slated to do our tasting episode sometime soon.
Yeah.
But if you want stuff to us to taste later or other stuff after that fact, well, you send it to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. If you want to call us, 270-883-2555. We're on TADPOG on Facebook. It's the main page. And if you're a fan, well, you get past that little robot there and get into TADPOG Nation. But do you like more organized chat? Well, that's in the Discord. What's that Discord link?
bit.ly/TADPOG Discord.
TADPOG_podcast on Twitter and on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you want a t-shirt, shirts.tadpog.com. If you want a mask, masks.tadpog.com. Is there anything else that we do? I'm trying to think while the Patreon loads.
Oh, I see. I stream on Twitch Fridays and Sundays. If you want to come and hang out, that would be super cool. Twitch.tv/TADPOG_podcast. I know I just talked about like community gold, like donating $, and stuff, but like that's just fake money. So don't worry, it's like free. If you just want to come and watch, it's free. It's fine. If
it's time spent. You're spending your time.
Yeah. I mean, like people donate, and that's super fucking great, and like sub and all that. But that's like you don't have to do that. You can just come and watch and hang out.
All right. So we had two big pops over the last week.
Pop.
A big boost by Laud Mulaney Dennis.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis.
And a huge increase from Bolt Vanderhuge.
Bolt Vanderhuge.
Thank you, Bolt.
Thank you.
I think that puts him up in executive producer territory.
Yeah, he sent me a message today and said, I'm doing this for a month because I want a sound effect on Twitch. I was like, okay.
That's how it works.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's, look, man, it's like.
There may have been a reason for that.
Also, Usurper Grimm, he upped his donation significantly as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought I said that one. Not there. You go, Grim. Sorry, I thought I did that last month. Which means we do have two lords, two top tier lords, because it's a tie, baby.
It's a tie.
Yeah.
Now they each know how much
Now they
the
each
other
know.
one is donating
Yep.
on Patreon.
But only they know. So the rest is up to them.
But the tiebreaker goes to he who has overall donated the most.
Okay.
When I put together the executive producer list for the end of the show, it's honestly kind of a pain in the ass because it's like Patreon doesn't like let you sort things twice. So it's like I can sort by donation amount, monthly pledge amount, but from there I cannot then sub filter
Can't add another one.
lifetime donation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I go through them individually, and sometimes I mess up like I did with Edgelord Kyle. I'm super sorry, Edgelord Kyle.
That's why he's sitting right here in the special.
Yeah.
The special scene.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
I hope that this episode was good enough for you,
I
Kyle.
hope so. It's probably not. But I
It's
hope so.
definitely not, but we kind of tried.
I guess that's all I got.
This show is executive produced by the following people who donate on patreon.com/tadpog at $20 or more a month. Usurper Grimm, Coronavirus Savior Cubicle Monkey, God Emperor Alex Pena, Cousin David Galino, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Laud Mulaney Dennis, Zeus Laser, Steve Dixon, Plinko Nick Price, Lint Liquor Joseph Phillips, Clambro Cody Phillips, Bantha Master, Executive Producer Dig Duggy, The Eightfold Daniel Abernathy, Time Lord Josh Edwards, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile aka Gentle G, congratulations on your marriage, Magical Sleeper aka Big Dick Pie Baker Chris Vaughn, Pinball Archmage Chris Edler, I'm sorry you couldn't be on this episode, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Drinksmith Joey Webster, Big Daddy Paul Anderson, Edgelord Kyle Pertlebaugh, thanks for being on the show today, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, and Bolt Vanderhuge. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
God. Yeah.
We do have the All Calls Patreon episode that we need to record.
Yep.
So hopefully we can do that soon and get another bonus episode up there.
Yep. So I'd also like to say that our theme song is Moose by Singing Word Drive with that track. Find the Charles at TADPOG.com. Haven closes out, Dave.
As Billy Zane, who I do not know what he sounds like.
Okay. So until next time, Tropical Capricorn. Loose therein. So I guess we could do a compliment corner.
You want to do a compliment corner?
compliment corner.
All right.
So I want to do a couples compliment corner
Okay.
for
That really limit. I'm trying to guess who it is, and like that, the compliment corner like list just got it shrunk real fast.
So for the Corns, both Chandra and Paul, who
Good Call of Cthulhu players.
great Call of
Yeah.
Cthulhu players, great friends, both jumped on early, and it was as if we'd known them, as if we'd always known them. So I'm incredibly thankful, not just that they support us, but they've been great friends who drove up from Nashville every other week to play Call of Cthulhu with us.
Yep.
That, we see them when they're in Nashville, and they've always been funny and supportive and sweet. And the friendship that I've gained by knowing both of them is one of the best things to come out of this show. So thank you guys for being you and listening to us and getting to know us so we can get to know you.
And come on for Honey Pop 2 soon.
Hell yes.
I got my second shot.
And I love that baby corn. Baby corn on the way. Love it. Couldn't be happier. Another TADPOG baby. So yeah.
Yeah, that's another one in the books.
We're gonna claim. We're gonna claim it. We're why they got back together. So yeah, we're claiming this.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.